On this toy spot, we're going to be looking at the DC Universe Wave 4 Despero Wave, and we're going to be looking at the variant Captain Atom. I'll tell you right off the bat, while I picked up the entire set, and I picked up the entire set and all the variants on eBay, I won't lie to you, I really wasn't excited about getting the variant Captain Atom. If you ask me, my favorite Captain Atom is still the silver, and what I'll do is when I open this guy up, I'll do the comparison of the two just so you guys can see the difference between the two. It might have something to do with the fact that I really haven't followed Captain Atom in the comics, but again, my favorite is still the classic silver Captain Atom. As you can see, he shares the same, being that he is a variant, he shares the same part of Despero. He shares the torso. He also comes with Despero's gun as well, same as the original Captain Atom came with. And on the back of the package, the other figures in this wave, aside from the Captain Atom, we have Batman Beyond, we have Cyborg, we have Wonder Woman, and we have Ares. Collect all 5, or in this case, if you have the entire set, you can build a complete, very cool Despero, and you can build 2/3 of a second Despero. So, there you go. The read-up. And I apologize, I'll read this up again, even though if you've already seen my Captain Atom review, you're probably saying to yourself, oh, we've already heard this, but I'll read it anyways, just in case you only wanted to watch this particular review over the other Captain Atom. The biography says, rather than face a life in prison for a crime he did not commit, Air Force Captain Nathaniel Atom volunteered to take part in the top-secret Captain Atom project. But an atomic explosion accidentally bonded a living alien metal to Atom and sent him hurtling forward in time to a modern day. The transformed convict was given a new lease on life as the nuclear-powered DC superhero Captain Atom. The first appearance, Space Adventures number 33, March 1960. And I'll actually just stop it there. The one thing I said in the blue costume Superman, or the Energy Superman, is the same thing I would want to say here. It'd be nice if it was a modern, like this, if this is the modern Captain Atom, it would be nice if they had done the first appearance of the, like maybe if they had put first appearance bracket modern, you know, and then show the date of it. Obviously for, you know, to save on costs, they would use the exact same packaging, and really I wouldn't want to spend an extra $2 or so on a figure just because they have to factor in the change in the package. So at any rate, the original first appearance was Space Adventures number 33, March 1960, real name Nathaniel Atom, occupation U.S. Air Force officer, base of operations San Francisco, special abilities super strength flight. He can emit atomic energy blasts, absorb nuclear energy, and leap into the future one whole week. One whole week. I don't know what you would do in 1 week. I guess I could do a couple things in 1 week. I probably wouldn't work, I can tell you that. But there you have the read-up on the Captain Atom, the variant Captain Atom. What we'll do is we'll get this opened up. We'll also do a comparison to the classic Captain Atom, just so you guys can see the difference. So there's much more to come. Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. I've warmed up to this figure a little bit more than what I had originally felt for the figure when he was in package. While he's not necessarily my favorite costume of Captain Atom, definitely having him out of the package has changed my opinion slightly. Before we actually look at the figure, very similar to the classic Captain Atom, he does come with the upper torso of Despero. The one nice thing about it is the fact that the classic Captain Atom I reviewed, the Despero had a warped fin. I mean, I could probably bend that straight. And also his gun was a little bent. Now the beauty of the variant Captain Atom is, as you can see, the gun was not crushed in the package versus this one. So what I probably will end up doing is I'll use this gun from the variant, and I'll probably use the torso from the variant as well. So torso, gun, boom, it's out of the way. So let's get a look at Captain Atom here. And again, I think now that he's out of the package, I like him a little bit more. I mean, I still don't like him as much as I like the classic costume of Captain Atom, but I do like him just a little bit more. The gold is interesting. I'll say it's very interesting. And as you can see, he's got the red markings throughout his body and in his face. But there is nothing different between this figure and the classic. In fact, what I'll do is I'll bring in the classic Captain Atom, so you guys can see the difference between the two. As you can see, it's the exact same mold. They've changed nothing to the figure. The only thing they have changed is obviously the color. And while I've said the same thing for the classic Captain Atom, I'll say for the gold, usually with metallic paint schemes, and I'll move him out of the way, usually for metallic paint schemes, especially gold seems to be the worst. If you grew up in the 80s and you collected a lot of toys from the 80s that had gold paint, you know that a lot of times that gold paint flaked off bad. I don't seem to have that problem with this Captain Atom, although in the one section here, right in his buttocks here, he's got a little bit of paint flaking here. Aside from that, though, it doesn't look too bad. The one thing that they were smart when they did it is that they haven't applied paint anywhere in the joints of the shoulders, because guaranteed if there was paint there, it would flake right off the moment you moved his shoulder. The paint's pretty good. It's pretty clean. It doesn't look like it's messed anywhere. I will say though, the eye, there's a bit of problem where there's a bit of the yellow that's carried into the red, but aside from that, it's pretty clean. It is pretty clean. In the way of his articulation, much like the other Captain Atom, he has the full range movement in his head. That's the beauty of a ball joint. He has the ball jointed shoulders that you can move back and forth in and out. He has the swivel bicep. You can bend the elbow, which is a bit stiff on this figure. Ooh, I was thinking that was going to come right off. You can rotate the wrist in his hand. You can bend the mid-torso. You can rotate the waist. You can bend the leg in and out, back and forth. Rotate the thigh. You can bend at the knee. And you can also bend at the foot. So there you go. I believe when I reviewed the classic Captain Atom, which I'll bring in again, I believe I gave him did I give him a 6? I believe I gave him a 6. While I would have given him higher, clearly the paint, I mean there's really only just silver and blue and red. The gold, however, being that I'm not a fan of the modern Captain Atom, I probably would give him a 5. If you really want to invest in any of the Despero parts and you want to collect the figures, I'd say your real money is to go with the classic. Unless you're a fan of Captain Atom and you've been following the more recent comics, then you might want to go with the modern. But my opinion is go with the classic on this guy. So a 6 for classic and a 5 for the modern. But that was a toy spot on the gold variant or modern interpretation of Captain Atom. And that was from Wave 4 of DC Universe. Stay tuned, guys, for more reviews on the DC Universe Wave 4 figures. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Later.